Shalom. I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah, Kodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also want to acknowledge all the Akia who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay. So this is Shabai from GMS Denver. And I'm going to go in on 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter. Inspired because I was listening to another brother's video earlier today. And this chapter, he brought a verse up from this chapter, so it stuck with me. And I wanted to read the whole chapter and do the lesson. So without further ado, it says, This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. Alright? All you gotta do is turn on the news, right? It's getting dangerous out here for the Israelites. That's what perilous means, dangerous. So, look at the things that are happening. And also, in the news today, you had Donald J. Trump signed the Genius Act, which that goes hand in hand with the micro C-HIP. So it's going to be a dangerous time. Right now, it's dangerous for Northern Kingdom, right? And really, all the tribes, it's always dangerous for us because this is not our blessing. This is not our rest. But now that they're implementing and they're laying they're doing the groundwork and then setting up the infrastructure for their digital system, pretty soon they're going to be hunting all of us down, all the Israelite tribes, because they're going to be trying to put that CHIP in everybody. All right, that's his true agenda. But let me stick to this lesson. In verse 2, it says, For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, and holy. And that's pretty much describing Babylon. All of those characteristics, pertain to Babylon. All right, people are lovers of their own selves. They got a thing called a selfie, where you just take a picture of yourself and you post it and you want all the likes. That's the spirit these people are in. Covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers. That's all Babylonian spirits. Disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. These people are very unholy, right? And of course the heathen, that's their lot. But the 2/3 also, it's their lot to be unholy. Verse 3, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. Right? Who do they despise the most? Starts out with the elder apostles, GMS. Even the Hebrew Israelite, the other camps, the other groups. They despise GMS, and why is that? It's because we always rebuke them. Verse 4, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High Yahweh. And that's this generation. These people don't even care about the truth. They don't even care about Yahweh. They have no reverence for Yahweh. Right? Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. Right. So you got Israelites they teach the scriptures on the street corners, but then they go and say, we don't believe in, we don't believe that the micro C-HIP is the mark of the beast. Or they say, there ain't no miracles coming. Or they say, John the Baptist was never in the truth, or he fell out the truth. So this is them denying the power thereof. And it says, from such turn away. Look at what happened to, what's his name, Gorilla Hebrew, Sakari. He came out and finally said his piece. What he's really, that's his true spirit. He really was never a part of this thing. You know, he was forced to take his hand off the plow because he got exposed, because the Most High exposed him. It says right here, verse 6, for of this sort are they which creep into houses and laid captive silly women laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts. Yeah, they take advantage of weak women, you know, because women are weak. They're the weaker vessel. Phone had to chime on that. All right, you women, the Bible says you're the weaker vessel. So, you know, through the Spirit, we understand, we know that. A woman is not supposed to be a president of the United States or even a CEO of a company. She's not even supposed to usurp authority over a man. All right, let's get that. Usurp authority over a man, KJV. I think it's in. Oh, it's also in. Oh, shit. I'm writing this right here, the chapter before this one. It says right here. Let me see. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's 1 Timothy. Salakia. Let's get that. 1 Timothy 2:12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor you to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. All right? And I'm not even going to keep reading, even though I could. Well, let's read the 13th verse. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. All right? So there's order in this truth. There's order. There's going to be proper order in the kingdom. Women are not going to be usurped. You're not going to be having a female woman that's, you know, your supervisor, you know. The governing body is going to be the 144,000. All right? That's the true order. That's when things are going to flourish, you know. Because we talked about in the past, you know, you have a woman over you. All it takes is for her to be on her time of the month, and she's going to come in like a bull in a china cabinet, you know. So, you know, these women, they're not set up too emotional. You know, they're the weaker vessel. You know, let me grab that. The weaker vessel, KJV. There it is in 1 Peter. Okay. 1 Peter 3:7. It says, likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife. So you can honor your wife. It says, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. You see? She's give honor unto as the weaker vessel. You got to remember that she's the weaker vessel, you know? You can't send a woman to do a man's job, and just in the same fashion, you can't send a man to do a woman's job, you know? Before you women get your panties in a bunch, as they say in the world, you know? you know, there's balance to this thing, but at the end of the day, we're above you women, okay? Yahweh never sent his only begotten daughter to save the world of Israel, okay? You know, he sent his son. Why? Because it's order. All right. Let me grab. Let's see. Let's go that real quick. 1 Peter. I want to grab that word weaker. Okay, so you women, if you're listening, you probably already changed the channel, but if you're listening, let's see what the word weaker. Let's get it in the blue letter. Okay. Let's see. Alright, so this is how you say it in Greek.
Strong's G 772. Asthenes. Asthenes.
Asthenes. Okay. All right, let's see. So you say weaker as asthenes. It says, let's see. All right, so that word weaker, they're the weaker vessel. Remember, you women, it says, in the base of strengthless. All right, that's literal and figurative and moral. So, okay, more feeble, without strength, weak. Okay, so don't usurp authority over a man, because, you know, and this is how we test the spirit. If you think you're stronger than a man, or you think you're not the weaker vessel, then guess what? You don't have a problem with the men who are teaching. You have a problem with the Most High Yahweh. All right, you have a problem with His doctrine. And it's not our doctrine. All right. So let's go back to 1 Peter, and let's see. I'm sorry. 1 Timothy is what I meant. I'm sure, was it 2 Timothy? So like, yeah. Second Timothy 3 and 6. I'll read that again. It says, "For of such are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts." And look at these women, they get lustful. All right, they get lustful. And then they have the power to bounce from rod to rod to rod to rod. And then they have social media. You got all these simps building their confidence, building them up. And then at the end of the day, they're just sitting there crying because they don't have a man, or they can't find a good man, like they say. You know. In verse 7, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. Right? So you could teach them. You know, these women, they've been ran through. You might even get you a woman, and you might even think the Spirit's dealing with her. You might even think she could be of the elect, and then she gonna do some bonehead shit. You know. Oh, she saw you do lessons for 5 years straight. You know. And then they do things, you know, that they really just can't get it in this flesh. The women aren't going to be humbled, or in this, you know how we say we're in the truth. The women really won't be able to say they're in the truth until they're desperate, until they're in Jacob's trouble. It's going to humble a lot of women. Okay, but right now, you know, you might as well just enjoy the woman for what she is, and be real with yourself, and you don't want to be caught up in that madness thinking that she's a godly woman. All right, because it's really not for them. None of them. Oh, you see, the phone chimed on that verse. Let me see, where am I at? Let me read that again. Verse 7, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. And this is talking about women. So don't be a simp and think that you can convert a woman, or that she's gonna be down with the whole entire truth, perfect in the spirit. You know, it's just not gonna happen. It says, verse 8, now as Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses, so do these also resist the truth. Men of corrupt minds reprobate concerning the faith. Right, and reprobate goes into you're basically not deserving of salvation. Shameful. All right. The heck? Let me see. So like, yeah, I'm trying to figure something out here. Let's see. So yeah, the women, this is really not, it's not for the women right now, okay? Not that they can't learn anything, they can learn, but there's gonna be things that offend them right now. Especially, you get a woman, she's raised in Babylon, and like the usurp authority over a man, they get offended at that because they've been taught here in Babylon they can do they can do anything they want if they put their mind to it, shit like that. But anyway, let's read off, because really I wasn't planning on going in on the women, but that's the spirit. When we bring out these scriptures, we don't plan lessons, but hey, the Most High wanted to get on the women a little bit, Verse 9. But they shall proceed no further. Oh shoot, hold up. But they shall proceed no further, for their folly shall be manifest unto all men, as theirs also was. Right, and the first thing that comes to mind is that guerrilla Hebrew, Sikari, right? His folly was manifested unto all men. That's why, I was wondering about that guy too. I was like, because I didn't look, we don't search him out. What happened. We were on his ass, and then we moved on. But then now he came out with some more reprobate stuff on the internet, and but when he was doing the foolishness, to say right here, it shall be manifest, his folly should be manifest unto all men, and manifest means shown. So that's exactly what happened. All his skeletons came out the closet, and he pretty much was the Most High destroyed him, where you can't be a priest of the Most High if you're getting pegged by your woman, That's fucking, come on, man. Let's see, 2 Timothy 3 and 10. It says, I don't know why this thing keeps stopping. Oh no, we're good. It didn't even stop. It just, let me get this. I wanted to get this word in the blue letter. Give me a second. Oh shit.